we dive into some questions, I want to tell you a little bit about who Grand Rounds is. So Grand Rounds is a new kind of healthcare company. We are redefining the healthcare experience and driving everyone towards high quality, better outcomes. Our team works day in and day out to match people to the highest quality healthcare experiences for whatever it is their healthcare needs may be. Important to this talk, technology and data are at the center of all we do. So technology and data enable us to deliver the most extraordinary clinical expertise combined with personalized experience for everyone at scale. So I have with me here today Jayodita from Data Science, Mary from Product, and Megan from our engineering team, who are going to tell you a little bit more about our team. So first of all, I wanted to kick it off with asking a question. Why do you come to work at Grand Rounds? What sets us apart?
So my background was as an academic bioengineer, and I really enjoyed my work because it was focused on really improving human health. But the path to get there was super long, decades into the future, if ever. So the thing that resonated most with me since the very first day that I've been here at Grand Rounds is the patient stories. On a daily basis, we get to hear about the impact of the work that we're doing and see how it's influencing individuals' lives and health trajectories. Beyond that, just the fact that we're in the health space, however, means that we're working on problems that have never been solved before on extremely challenging data sets. So the data is messy, it's hard to use. We can't just apply methods that have worked in other industries. We don't even know going into our projects that they're going to work. And the fact that the work is that challenging is something that I love. It means that we have to be creative and innovative. And I'm super fortunate to have a rockstar team that I get to explore all of that with together every day.
So yesterday, Stacy asked me, why did I join Grand Rounds? And I responded by saying, I don't remember because it was over 5 years ago. But I think the more relevant question is, why do I stay here? It's unusual, I think, especially for someone that's young in their career, to stay at a tech company for more than a couple years. That's it feels like that's not the norm anymore. But at Grand Rounds, for me, there's three things: the team, the culture, and the problems. The team here is incredible. The people are motivated. They're motivated by the mission that Jayodita talked about. They're motivated by the problems, and the problems are interesting. They have scale aspects to them. They have human experience impacts to them. We're trying to do something that isn't easy to solve. And all of those things, I think, make me want to come into work each day.
So I'm a little bit newer. I just joined maybe 6 weeks ago. So my answer is pretty fresh, but it comes down to people for me. People and challenge. I'm an engineering manager on the application side, and what really gets me coming into the office every day is the great engineers that I get to work with. They have a lot of great ownership over the things that they're building because they care about what matters, and it's really exciting. It's a great team to manage, and there's so many people that are challenging me literally every day, and I've learned so much in the last 6 weeks that it's really personally fulfilling in my career as well as the mission that we're trying to accomplish, which I think you guys covered a little bit. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. Yep.
Great, thank you so much. So Megan, let's start with you. Give us an example of one of the projects that you're working on right now that you find particularly motivating or interesting.
Yeah, there's so many. It's really hard to choose. But I think my favorite right now is performance. I think a lot about how our application could be more accessible to our users, to our members, so that they can get great health outcomes. And so much of that starts with just good performance. Can you open up the app and do you enjoy using it? Will you come back to it time and time again in order to get the next step in your healthcare journey? And performance is also just a really hard engineering problem. It requires so many layers of the stack that it's technically complex and interesting, as well as like opening up the opportunity for members to really enjoy their experience too. But there's a ton more under that as well.
I would add, so performance is critical because it drives our members' experience when they log into the app and they're accessing Grand Rounds, and they need to get answers to questions quickly. But the other side of that, the other magic that Grand Rounds has is our care team. And our care team is there to answer those hard questions and to go beyond the things that you can answer for yourself. Healthcare is confusing. People need access to experts. to get their questions answered. And one of the things that I'm most excited about this year is the huge investment we're making in our care platform, which is all the tools that our care team uses to engage with members to service their needs. I think one of the things that really differentiates Grand Rounds is the access to data and the way that our data science team takes billions of data points and makes those insights something that the care team can apply in the moment when they're engaging with a member. And I think that's one of the things that does and will continue to differentiate Grand Rounds.
So as Stacy mentioned at the start, Grand Rounds puts patients first. One of our major goals is to drive our members to the best possible clinical outcomes. But how do we actually demonstrate that we're moving the needle on that? To truly see whether something has changed for the positive in someone's health trajectory could take 3, 5, 10 years into the future. So one of the big problems that data science is working on right now is seeing if we can make projections about this future impact using various forms of historical simulations. And kind of working through some of that technology has been really exciting for the team.
So that's a sample of the type of work that you get to do here at Grand Rounds. Knowing this conference is largely also about building your career, particularly as a woman in technology. The three of you are extraordinary role models in that way. And one of the things I got excited about asking you was, what's one piece of advice that you would give to other people to help build a high impact career?
All right. I think my piece of advice would be to do something that matters. All of you in the audience are extremely smart and capable. So apply that towards something that just matters to you, something that you believe in. Because I think if you do that, then you'll start each day with a little bit of a positive attitude, right? You know that you want to be at work, that you being at work is going to have a positive influence on something that you care about. And at least in my experience, just that little bit of positive energy changes my day. It makes me more likely to invest in myself. It makes me more likely to have the confidence to go have difficult conversations, more likely to put in extra effort to find the trajectories to higher impact, and overall a better experience in my career.
I'm going to give a few pieces of advice because I don't like sticking to the rules. Let's see. One thing that's been really useful for me is I've never been someone who's had a 5-year plan. And some advice that I got early on in my career was you don't have to change everything at once. And it's okay to put some stakes in the ground, even if it feels silly. So when I was looking for a company to join, one of the things that was really important to me was to stay close to my family and to be in San Francisco where there's amazing music. And that has nothing to do with my career. It has to do with the lifestyle choices I want to make. And just doing that helped kind of narrow the pool of options that I was considering. Because I think for folks like myself who don't always have a plan, if you're trying to evaluate everything, that's overwhelming. So figure out what's important to you and then guide your decisions around that. That's one piece of advice I would give. A second thing that I think is huge is the mentorship you can get through your company. And one of the things I've always loved about Grand Rounds, and it feeds into the team aspect here, are the mentors that are available. So when I joined Grand Rounds, I was interviewed and worked with Danielle Snow, who's now our SVP of Patient Care and an absolutely incredible female leader here at Grand Rounds. I've learned so much from her about the way that you interact with people, that you lead a team, that you focus on what's important. I would say the same thing about our VP of Product, our new CTO, and also everyone that I work with on a daily basis, just really smart, motivated people. And so if you find a team that you can learn from as much as you're also contributing, I think that's important. And I had a third thing, but now I don't remember what it was. All right, I'll hand it over to Megan, and then if I want to slide something in at the end, I will.
You can interrupt me if you want to. So I think my piece of advice centers around dealing with imposter syndrome. So no matter where you are in your career, I think it's pretty likely that you'll end up having imposter syndrome, and that kind of sticks with you for a very long time. I get it like all the time, especially if you are the only one that looks like you in the room. That can kind of be a little bit more obvious sometimes. So one thing that I like to do is when I do feel really excited that I have accomplished something, like I know that I causally created something, accomplished a task, moved the business forward in some way, I write that down so that later on when I'm feeling that doubt, I can go look at that written piece, and it's not someone else telling me that that everything's good and you belong here. It's literally myself from the past telling me, yes, you've done good things before and you'll do good things again. So even if it's hard or you have doubt, you did it before, so you'll do it again. Yeah, I like that.
Awesome. Thank you. I'm actually going to pitch it back to Mary because her third piece of advice was really awesome. And knowing that it is Friday after a very busy week, which I'm sure everyone else who is online watching is thinking about, where did my time go this week? And did I help me move the needle? Mary has some really great advice around that.
Thank you, Stacy, for helping me remember my third thing. I didn't know how to language this before, but actually I think Wade Chambers, who's our CTO, put language around this that's been really useful. And I think that's focusing on impact over activity. One of the things that has been so valuable for me personally is at the end of the week, looking back at what I did, but not from the perspective of what were the 1,000 things that I got done, the activities, but did I get out of this week what I wanted to? Can I summarize in 5 words, like these were the objectives that we hit, or this was the impact that our team had? And if that's really hard to do, that probably means it wasn't my best week. And that can really inform the plans I set for the next week. And for someone who's not a natural planner, that's a really useful exercise.
Thank you. I think that's fantastic. I told her I'm going to make that a regular part of my weekly routine. So thank you all for coming to join us at the Grand Rounds Coffee Break. We are hiring like crazy in San Francisco and across the country. So check out our jobs page as well as through the Girl Geek event. And we hope to see you soon. Join us.
Thank you, Stacy. Thank you, Grand Round.